Hi, my name is Teresa Rocha, and the topic that I actually wanted to conduct the research on was youth violence and a little bit of mixture of guns, but I just wanted to take a deeper look into it because it's not something that's just affecting the kids in the United States, but it's something that's worldwide. I wanted to take a better look and see how is war by itself affecting these kids? How is being a kid raised in a type of home where there's neglect? How are these kids getting affected in the long run? I had taken different studies that's showing what's the final verdict of how these kids end up after they're raised a certain way. So in this literature review, I'm going to be actually taking a better look into the issue that has to do with youth violence, and it's going to take a deeper look into three different perspectives. And this perspective is what is the extent of youth violence on a global scale, and what are the causes of youth violence, and what type of measures can we do to prevent this violence from escalating into a worse situation. So there's going to be two main questions that I'm going to be addressing that I actually wanted to address in this literature review, which is the first one is what are the causes of youth violence? And the second one is what can we do to actually prevent this violence when it comes down to kids? So the first article, of course, that I wanted to review was an article that it was extremely long, but I found it really interesting because it's not only focusing on the kids in the United States, but it's not only focusing on the violence of these kids or anything like that. The first article actually discusses of kids who have been victims and have experienced being in war. By being in war, I mean children that have died, children that have seen their baby brothers or family members actually die because of war. So the first article is the protection of children in armed conflicts. A very interesting quote that caught my attention in this article is never think that war, no matter how necessary nor how justified, is not a crime. By Ernest Hemingway. So basically this article just discusses about what's the verdict, what exactly happens to these kids after they become victims of kids being in war. So what I found really interesting is that actually 2 million kids have actually died in results of war conflicts. So therefore these kids had died because it was just a lack of protection, for these children of armed conflicts. So this, of course, the war by itself, it has had a lot of bad effects on the lives of these children.